Back in September 2025, we completed the purchase of the land we had been renting for the past 8 years. As anyone with land knows, there's always 1,000,001 things that need to be done. Fencing, field maintenance, improvements to the track, fencing, trying to grow our own hedging, improvements for the horses, more fencing. It's always fencing. I'm going to take you along for the ride whilst we slowly tick those things off, make mistakes, and learn along the way. Just bear in mind, it's been very wet recently, so the yard is a little bit muddy again, where they have their feeders. So yeah, but we're due some dry weather now for the next week or so, I think. It's dry today at least, so that helps as well. So yeah, I will see you at the yard. Yeah, it's gotten very muddy around here, although actually it is drying up a little bit. So yeah, I know, I'm gonna, oh nice, get you some more hay now. The others have gone up the top, thanks Sunny, because I've opened it up so that I could get the truck down, and they've just taken it as an invitation to disappear up there. So I've just kind of left them to it for now. I only shut it off the other day, so there's not much grass up in there. I'm kind of at a loss what to do with these guys at the moment. So they are still on the track, although it's slightly different to how, oh God, hang on Sunny, how I've done it in the past, in the sense they've got the middles as well, but I've been doing it where I've been alternating. Go back so I can actually get this off. Yeah, before I was rudely interrupted by my phone cutting off, I was saying I don't really know what to do with the track. So they are on the track at the moment, those 5, so Sunny, Dusty, Gabby, Beanie, Georgia. But they also have, it's more like an equicentral system now, because they also have keys. Access to, it's not really the middles as such, but access to parts of the field grass, which is working well, but at the same time I don't know whether I should be resting stuff for them. Like the whole point of them being on the track is because they don't strictly need the grass, so yeah, it makes it a little bit like, I don't know whether to just open all of it up and make it into more of the track, because now we've got 4 patches. I can technically rest a patch for 4 weeks or 3 weeks. It'd be in there 1, 2, 3 weeks, which depends on the weather, could grow a fair bit of grass. So I don't really know what to do. I think it's going to be a bit of trial and error. I've lost the cover for my GoPro, which I think is in here from Pembrey. I'm hoping it is. Can't see it. Oh damn it. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. So the other thing, I guess I'll just take you around my jobs. We had some really bad weather recently, and the tarp that was covering our hay got blown off, and the hay did get a little bit on the wet side. So I've sorted it all out, and the stuff that is not usable basically is in that trailer, and instead of wasting it, I'm going to use it to mulch some of the areas that are still a bit bare from the winter, obviously where the feeder was there somewhere, and there are a couple of other spots. It's actually come back really well by here, because this was completely bare, like completely bare. You can see obviously it's still a little bit by the side of the lorry. Obviously we're still walking back and forwards there, so you know, but yeah, I'm just going to do what I can with it. I have started, see if I can find it on this side. I have started, what on earth, don't ask, to brain muck spread on the field. So I've been an hour about what to do, because basically we want to get, I don't mean it's there either, I think I've lost it. We want to get a cut of hay off, and you know, it's growing quite well, but I don't know if you can see from the camera, there's quite a lot of sorrel in it, which isn't necessarily a problem from a grazing point of view. They just won't eat it because it's quite bitter, and I don't think it's a massive issue if they do eat it, although I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I think for hay and the amount we seem to have, which I'm guessing is because of the rubbish weather last summer, and then through the winter it being so wet, it just seems to have gone wild. So let's put you there. So yeah, I'm kind of maybe trying to experiment a little bit. So we've got buttercup, but not too much. We have a lot of dandelion. I don't know what variety, they're very tall. And then a lot of sorrel. So we will get a soil analysis done at some point, but reading stuff, basically it's more likely that the ground is just quite low fertility. There's probably possibly some pH issues as well, which we need to find out. But basically I think the best thing I can do right at this moment is just to keep putting nutrients back into it, so with the muck and stuff. So let me show you this here, which you can just about probably see on here, and it's probably a bit thick actually. This little patch, so what, from probably the back of the trailer here to, oh, it's gone a little bit out actually, to let's say here at the very most. And then yeah, this like little square there is one full trailer of shit. It doesn't go very far, so it's going to take a while. I'm not sure realistically how much we're going to be able to do ourselves, but I'm going to plan on, the field's kind of already split in half from where we drive down the middle. So we've also got a bare patch where we drive down, and the field's kind of split in two. So I'm going to experiment on this half. I'm going to muck spread and harrow, even though the grass is long, and see if that helps with the amount of sorrel and general weeds that we have, and go from there. But first of all, I'm going to put this down. I don't know how thick I need to do it. I don't actually know. Look at all these seeds. Now, obviously, I'm going to try and get all those up and use those as well, because why wouldn't you? Yeah, now go and get some luck, and we'll go from there. I'm just keeping on the time as well actually. So I am quite behind on the poo picking, although I have caught up a little bit, because this has been dead. We had to change the fuel pump, I think it was a fuel pump, and then it still didn't work, and then for some reason it just started working again. So I'm not questioning that. Did I leave that gate open? No, I did shut it. So yeah, I'm trying to get as much poo picking done as possible where I can. It's really difficult. We didn't used to poo pick, but we used to have more space, so we'd rotate more, and obviously the horses weren't in fields on the track, so it was only kind of doing the patch and the lane. Whereas now, handbrake, obviously they're spending a lot more time in places, but it's not beneficial to the field to keep taking everything back off. So although I am poo picking purely because, well, in the smaller patches I'm poo picking anyway, the others in the other field, there's 3 of them in, it's a 4-acre field, and there's a bit of it split off for Bear, who's here on livery. That's not poo picked. I should have harrowed it ages ago when I had it split in 2 and the back was resting, but I didn't because this was dead. So I'm going to open the gate while I'm chatting. So yeah, we're quite behind, I'm quite behind on the poo picking, but yeah, I want to be able to put it back on the field like when they come off. They're doing really well with their worm counts this year. I messed up a little bit last year. Right, are you going to try and escape? I messed up a little bit with the worm counts last year because I harrowed fields that I was hoping would get left until the winter, and then of course we had that awful dry summer. We had no grass. I had to use fields earlier, which meant they were on patches that had been harrowed and not left for as long as they should have been, basically, and had muck harrowed into them. Can I shut the gate there? I think so. Don't want them escaping. landscaping. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain, but we have got it back under control now, which is good. So the only one that needs worming this time around is Georgia. Everyone else is good, so that's nice. So yeah, that's good. At least we're back on track with that. But yeah, I want to be able to put the muck back on, you know, like in these fields in the autumn, put you there, in the autumn when they come off and it's going to be rested until March, April time. Not necessarily because I want really nice grass, because we've already established I don't need it for the horses as much, but I want grass, not weeds, still at the same time. Like, we do have a good like meadow grass here, in my opinion. Like, it is really quite nice, but we are getting more and more weeds popping up, because I think, you know, because the ground is not doing as well probably, and obviously we've had lots of bare patches with, well, especially this last winter, like it's never gotten that chewed up, but it was just so wet. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up, but basically what I'm trying to say is I've got muck heaps everywhere that I'm gonna try and keep on top of, and then try and maybe cover up so that they become, I'm not India, so that they become more of a compost heap, and then obviously that's even better to spread on the field. Sonny, do not walk in front of me, I'm trying to turn around. So yeah, that's the plan. We're just again oh my god, just experimenting at the moment and trying to see what works for us and what's doable, because yeah, it's got to be manageable. Sonny, why are you always in the way? Beep beep, please. No, that's more in the way. Sonny, where's the horn? This pony. And you're being a good girl. Well done. So yeah, that's the plan. So I'm going to do a bit of poo picking now, which I will then take up and dump on that hay, and hopefully that will mulch down reasonably well. We'll see. Just going to pick up this last little bit. If you haven't got yourself a garden rake for poo picking, especially on short grass, like, you need to get one, like, now. They are so much better for poo picking. I hate the little short, batter the truck, the little short ones that come with these, especially the new ones. Like, they're like a little rake, but they're like this big and you've got to bend right over. So garden rake, amazing. You can probably get them on Amazon pretty easily. If I can find a link, I shall put it in the description. But yeah, it's honestly, I think it's the easiest thing to use. I did use a muck fork, but even on the shorter grass I find it does get stuck a little bit. This is by far the best thing I've ever done. So yeah, I'll just get that last little bit and then take it up to the top and empty it. I've probably just about got enough time to do that, hopefully, because I've still got to feed and hay. Tripple's been fed, but yeah, I've got to feed and hay the others, and then get all my bit and bridle fitting stuff packed in the car before I go off to do that. So yeah, this is why I never get time to ride, because I've got all this stuff to do. Gabby, no, no, go away, no. So naughty. Right. God, this is nearly out of battery. So, I'm going to dump this, and then yeah, get ponies fed, watered, hayed, and then I may come back later and ride. Depends what time I finish. If I finish a little bit early, like, it's always really variable on how long a consultation will take. Depends how many changes we need to make. Basically, some are perfectly happy in the bit they've already got and don't need many changes, if any, and we're just doing bridle stuff, or vice versa. Bridle's fine and we're just changing bits. Sometimes it's both and sometimes it's multiple changes, so we shall see. Let's actually Reverse it on. Let's give this a go. So I'm not going to dump it all on at once because I think I need to be a little bit more tactful than that. I don't want it on too thick because it will just burn off what's already on there. So I don't know, we'll try. That might have been too much already. Or do I dump it all out and then spread it around? That might be better actually. I feel like I want to be able to see some of the hay underneath. So that's kind of how thinly I'm trying to spread it. We'll see. Obviously this bit here is going to get more than the rest, but I'll say worth a go. I might have been better off putting this down first and then the hay, but it is what it is. I've done it now. Right, I'm going to reverse back a little bit more. Feels crazy to load this up and then put it back in the scoop and put it back on the field, but I think doing it in the scoop is definitely better. Definitely seems to, well, I'm spreading it a bit easier, I guess. Well, look, we'll see what happens. Hopefully in, I don't know, a month or two's time I'll come back to this clip and I'll show you a lovely after of this all nicely grown. You just went quite past one. Why do you three have to eat together? Thank you. Oh my god, that was a bit close. So everyone's fed, everyone's all watered. I need to turn that off. Hayed. So I'm cutting it rather close as per usual. So I just need to chuck those two back in, put some sun cream on Gabby's nose, and then go. And there we go. It's my alarm saying you need to leave soon. Not my alarm, my calendar. So yeah, all done just in the nick of time, basically. Now I'm going to try and wrangle these two, that's the only thing. But this is nearly out of battery, so I'll probably just see you
in the next video.